Good evening, everyone. Uh, Please let me know that you can hear me fine. I've had some trouble in the past. I say that every show, but I don't want to be sitting here talking and nobody can hear me. I've mic off and on, but y'all please let me know that you can hear me. Hope everybody's having a good week. It is 6 p.m. Wednesday, as promised. It's hump day for a lot of people, and had some beautiful weather here lately. The wind's kind of starting to calm down a little bit, but there you go. Thank you, Ashley. She says she can hear me, so that's good. But yeah, we'll wait for a few people to jump on here. We'll go over some current events, and the weather's finally stabilizing a little bit, guys and girls. It's the wind's kind of calming down a little bit. It's fixing, really we're going to get into the post spawn as far as crappie fishing. We're getting to the shad spawn as far as bass fishing. The water's going to heat up. Catfish is going to pick up. Turkey season ends, I think, May the 6th. As far as hunting, it looks like it's been a great hunting season as far as turkeys, but appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. But we'll go over some stuff. I guess we can go over some weather. I looked up Camden's weather because it's kind of centralized for you guys. Saturday, it looks like a high of 87. There's a 24% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, so that shouldn't affect you guys. South-southwest wind, 5 to 10 mile an hour, so it's not going to be a bad weekend. Sunday is 30% chance in the afternoons and evenings. The high of 89. Light and variable winds, so that's good news for everybody. I've got a few crappie reports that we're going to go over. I've got some results from the Bridgeport Team Trail, the bass tournament they had last weekend. Hey, Mitch Blunt, appreciate you. Oh, Mitch, appreciate you tuning in. There's my dad and Kathy are tuned in. Appreciate them. They're right there in Eutaw, Alabama. As this thing keeps growing, we're going to keep sharing some information as I get it. I posted a few catfish and some crappie and some turkeys eating a bunch of locusts. A lot of interesting stuff. We'll keep expanding our little, I guess, stuff we go over as we go. We're getting towards planting season for spring deer. A lot of people planting sunflowers and soybeans and corn and all that good stuff. So we'll get into the hunting aspect a little bit too, because I know a lot of people, it's year round if you're serious about the hunting. So, but that was a weather report. That it looks like it's going to be some decent weather. Anytime this time of year, you got a little thunderstorm may pop up anytime. But it looks like some beautiful weather Saturday up here where I'm from. So, but let's go over some results. Let's see the Bridgeport Team Trail. I got some results from Maddie and M's tournament right there. I don't know if y'all can read that. It looks like Jeremiah and Scott Armstrong had 15 pounds. They won $1,700. Bo Spence, Tyler Temple had 1438. They won 8. Gage and West King, they had 1436. They won $300. It looks like Gray and Corey come in fifth with 13.4. We haven't seen that. The 20-pound sacks yet. And it's got to be coming. I'm sure as those largemouths start moving up and people start concentrating on the largemouth and getting off the spots, the shadstone should be in full swing, man. The water's kind of calming down. But I appreciate, like I said, people sending me pictures, any reports you send me. I don't, like I said, people are talking about the brim. We'll go over some comments. Oh, Don Gartman, that's my buddy. He's camping out Roland Cooper. Thomas, I'm sure he's surprised he isn't fishing, to be honest with you. Noonan Hall's on here, said brim are biting. Carlton Todd, good evening, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. But that's kind of the bass report that I got right now. I know brim are starting to bed. We got a full moon coming up in May. That's going to really kick off the brim. And look, guys, carry your kids out there. You find some brim beds, and you're talking about having a good time. You keep them interested. They have fun. Michael Key saying the shad spawn has definitely happened. That's right. It's coming. Or if it hasn't happened, it should be on fire right now. But as far as catfishing, I've seen a big yellow cat that I posted earlier this week. I'm sure Travis and him has been catching a few catfish, and Brian Taylor. Haven't seen a big report of just a bunch of, I think catfishing is a really good come summer, early summer when it starts getting warm, people long lining the main river and tight lining and catching a bunch after these fish spawn. But catfishing is always fun to do, especially if you're down there crappie fishing. The crappie reports I'm getting, guys, from Millers Ferry, still kind of iffy. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm always going to be straight up with you guys. It's kind of slow down there still from what I'm hearing. Uh, the Alabama Crappie Trail is going to be at Bridgeport this weekend. There's going to be some hammers fishing that. So that'll give me a kind of a general consensus of what the crappie are doing at Millers Ferry. I've talked to a few people, Scott Dees and them said they caught a few fish and stuff like that, but I hadn't seen just big, tailgate fulls and limits. Derek Howard, he's been going out to work on the lower Tom Bigby there. Bunch of eater fish. That's some good eating fish right there. They've been going after he gets off work, and they had a 3-man limit right there. That's pretty good. Derek always catches a lot of fish. Good fella, him and Scott Dees. Mike Leckins. This is the Alabama River. I know it's below Millers Ferry. Not sure exactly where. He caught them about 5 or 6 days ago, about a week ago. He told me also Millers Ferry's kind of been slow, and I understand that. But crappie fishing's fixing to pick up, guys. I say that you just got to be patient. May's coming, June's coming. You'll be able to pattern some fish. And I talked to John, my podcast partner for Crappie Cast, and he went today and he said fish finally getting set up in his area, offshore structure, secondary structure, excuse me. So they always start down there a few weeks before we catch it. He's down in Andalusia, so that's going to be good news for us. That means we're a couple weeks from them stabilizing here and getting on their summer places and having some fun and be able to actually go catch some fish. And, hey, man, I caught a limit. Well, you'll know, guys, I'll start posting it. It's myself, John. People will be sending me stuff. You'll know when they really start biting as far as crappie. Like I said, after the Alabama Crappie Trail this weekend, it ought to give us a general consensus of fish are biting. Crappie fishing, I know we got Big Daddy's the 7th annual Big Daddy Lawler Big Crappie Days coming up May 18th. That'll be here before you know it, guys. Bring your kids out. You see it pays every hour. You can sign up at the Roland Cooper State Park, CT Ward, Lofton's Bait Shop, Handyman Building Supply, and Coast to Coast Hardware. If you like to fish that tournament, hey, you don't want to miss that one. May the 18th. I hope I get to make it myself. I'm having to catch up on some crappie trips from where the river was flooding and stuff, and it's been slow, and I always want to take people on a good trip, so I'm being kind of conscious of that a little bit, but crappie fishing is fixing to get good. Well, Brian Taylor's on here. Appreciate Brian. Yeah, Don said he sees a shad working every morning. I keep jumping back and forth, guys, but as I see the comments coming, I want to make sure that I try to post them. But crappie fishing, as far as I know, is fixing to get going. And Travis Hudson and Gerald Overstreet, they'll start posting pictures when there's fish biting, guys. Just watch those people that really, really catch them, and you'll know that they're getting in gear and they're starting to set up for everybody to catch them. So that's what you got to pay attention to, because if those people start catching them, hey, that means they're kind of gathering up and you can put together a pattern. So Travis Hudson starts posting some pictures. Scott Mitchell, I haven't talked to him. I think he went today. I haven't spoke to him today. Hopefully we'll get a report from Scott. I don't know if he went by his house or came up to Millers Ferry. I'm not real sure. I hope he got to go fishing. But again, that's all the crappie stuff that I know of. I know I'm jumping around. Let's see. As I go through these brands, I have to remember. I remember talk about Maddie's Millers Ferry Heritage Open. It's going to be the 25th and 27th, Bridgeport Landing, right there. I'm sure she's got some boats by now. That's going to be a great tournament, great time of the year as far as bass tournaments. I need to throw that in there. I'm looking at the team trail. Looks like the summer starts May the 11th, so we got another week in the summer series of Bridgeport Bass Tournament Trail kicks off then. So the same people fish that all the time, guys. She has a great crowd. Mitch is saying they're trying to get on the trees over in Georgia. Crappie, or that's great, Mitch. That's what we're all waiting on. Everybody's waiting on them to get off that offshore stuff where you're going to have some that's still going to be aggravating, guys, but you can actually start catching some fish. So, like I said, I try to be straight up with y'all. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke and say, hey, the crappie are biting real well and you can go down there and catch them. I'm not going to tell you that, I promise. I try to be fair and honest on here as I can be. Let's see what else I haven't missed. I went over some Bridgeport stuff. Oh yeah, we'll go over some sponsors. I need to do that for sure. Um, Harris Farms is one of the sponsors. They're taking orders right now on their summer vegetables, butter beans. Man, there's so many vegetables I don't even want to name them. You need to get by there and get your order in at Harris Farms. You can go over there and, hey, I want so many bushels, and they're growing them, and they'll put them in the freezer. You get to go pick them up. Green beans. He had like 1,500 tomato plants last year that I seen. Uh, if you want some homegrown vegetables, be sure to go by Harris Farms, right there on Highway 10, right outside of Camden. You can make a trip down there. I promise you, it's worth it. Possum bin sausage, steaks, pork chops. I mean, you name it, he's got it. Man. Don't go in there hungry. I promise you, you'll make a mistake because I spent $400 in there myself, and I promise you, I was ready to get out of there. But great place, great guy, and Parker and Larray, great people, and they grow a lot of vegetables. And if you like homegrown vegetables, no preservatives, straight from the ground and the good Lord's rain, that's where you need to go. Hunter's Run right there in Camden and Mervoville. Great food right there in Camden. When I was down there last time I stayed, I went and ate there. Biggest crab claws I've ever seen. I mean, if you like beer, cold beer, great atmosphere, nice place. Just you need to go by and support these people that support this show and help this thing go. Rouse's Crawfish out of Selma. The crawfish prices are down. I've seen him where he's selling a good bit of those. If you want some crawfish for Mother's Day, birthday party, you just getting together with the guys and gonna boil some crawfish. Rouse's Crawfish, and you get a hold of them right there in Selma. Support them too. They're right there in the general area of the Black Belt. But I want to go over those sponsors before I get too carried away talking about stuff. Scott Seal says he's killing shellcracker. I guess I don't know. I've seen them where they're killing them on Seminole, so I've been watching that for sure. At Seminole, I haven't heard any reports else of shellcrackers really starting to bed. I know they've been on bed at Seminole and came off, I'm sure, by now. But I haven't had a chance to go myself. But hey, man, people they get into that shellcracker fishing and the bluegill fishing. But Slab Buster, appreciate you being on here, man. Larry Floyd, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for sure being on here. I'm trying to go over this. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys, but there's a lot of people that attend church on Wednesday nights, and I want to make sure I can get this thing tied up pretty quick. And let people, spend time with their families, enjoy dinner, and kind of wind down. It's the middle of the work week, and I want people. Larry Floyd said they caught 108 at Talcon last weekend. Man, y'all smashed them, Larry. And he starts sending me some pictures from that. Larry, I'd post it. I'll post it. If you don't mind sharing, the lake, I'll post it. I mean, that kind of gives everybody air if they want to make a road trip because it's really not that far from the Black Belt here. I mean, 3 or 4 hours you can be there. Nice places to stay there. Whippoorwill Lodge, a lot of Airbnbs down there. So, it's a good trip, man. Oh, Ronnie McKenzie, that's my old buddy Ronnie. You can count on Ronnie and Don and them tuning into this thing. I promise you. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this thing going. If I'm on the road, I'm gonna try to do it on the road. If I'm on the water, heck, I'll try to do it from the water as long as I got a decent signal to get it out to you guys. But we got brim bedding. We got crappie getting on offshore structure. Largemouth bass are finna start setting up, especially after this shad spawn. They're gonna be done spawning. They're gonna be beat up. They're gonna be ready to eat, and that's the time of year that we all enjoy getting down there and putting together a limit of crappie. And I've said it before. June's my favorite month at Millers Ferry. I mean, it's proven several years running. June is when it gets a little warmer. It's got a little sweat on your brow, running down your back. That's when the crappie fishing is good to me. The summer, especially Millers Ferry and around that area for sure. But we got some great weather. Like I said, there's a chance of thunderstorms Saturday, but high of 87. Sunday, light and variable rain. So yeah, you get out of there after church, you can run out there and try to go catch you some fish. Hopefully, the Alabama Crappie Trail will give us some reports, y'all. If you don't have anything to do Saturday, go watch the weigh-in at Bridgeport Landing. They weigh in at 3, I think. Let me look and see. When are they weighing in? I think they weigh in at 3 o'clock. I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to ask and see. But they weigh in at 3 o'clock. You want to go see some big crappie? For sure. Let's see. Slab busters I've been catching males full tuxedo don't look like they've been in a fish fight with it. You're exactly right. He's talking about those the male crappie. They are beat up. We caught some that they look like they've had better days, man. Nature's cruel, man. It's they go in there and fertilize them eggs and guard the beds, and they do work, and they're put on this earth to reproduce and for us to enjoy and fellowship with our families and cook them things. So, but yeah, you're right, Slab Buster. I've seen them beat up too. Those poor males, they get beat up. And they show a lot when they're black and they got the full cut tuxedo. They show a lot of scars for sure. Walter must be talking about the May 11th. The weigh-ins at 3 o'clock. I guess that's the bass tournament he's talking about for the Bridgeport Team Trail. But I know the Alabama Crappie Trail should be weighing in at 3 or 4 o'clock at Bridgeport Trail. Bridgeport Landing. Excuse me. If you've never been to that landing, guys, it's a nice landing. One of the nicest ones in the state. They've done a great job with that landing, and the people that take care of it, it's clean. Not a lot of trash around there, man. It's a nice place. Camden's lucky to have it. You got City Land in Demopolis. It's a nice place. Also, Rolling Cooper's a nice park. I've been in there hanging out with Don by the fire and watching Creek, little John and Jessica's son Creek cook some popcorn and hanging out. And it reminds me of camping with my grandparents, when I was a kid. And you get a chance to go down there, and if you catch fish, it's also a bonus. It's just fun to go down there and hang out and enjoy it. I was going to give y'all a tip. You got some bunch of gnats are coming up right now, fixing to be in May. They get real bad. They get real bad in Demopolis. If you'll take you a thing of vanilla extract, I don't know how size it is. It's about that tall. It's a couple of ounces. If you'll mix that vanilla extract in a whole big spray bottle of water and mix it up and spray your head, it'll keep them off of you for an hour or so. And that's the best thing I've used. I shared it on TikTok and on social media last year. I found it from an older fella years ago. Whole bottle. Don't be cheap. Get you a whole bottle of vanilla extract. I know there's some perfumes that work, but hey, the vanilla extract and water works 100% of the time. You need to use that to keep those gnats off of you and keep them from aggravating you. Let's see. Aaron Knight territory. That's right. I don't know if Aaron. I don't think Shiloh's fishing the Crappie Trail at Millers Ferry. I'm not sure if Aaron is or not. I've heard that he's not, but I'm not sure. But I know Shiloh isn't. Him and Tim's not going to fish it, but I'm not sure. I know Brandon Threadgill will be down there. Jason Domain, Scott Dees, Derek Howard will be there. There'll be some great fishermen there. And man, don't be scared to ask them some questions, guys. You go to the weigh-in and take some pictures and ask them questions. Most of those guys are great people. They don't mind sharing some information. So, but let's see. Angie says, spring has been tough. We are going to try to hope to snag a few. It has been tough. That's what we were talking about, Angie, earlier in the show. Millers Ferry's been rough, man. And you just have years just like that. But it's going to come back full cycle here when it gets a little warmer. And I'm looking forward to posting some fish from down there myself. The tailgate full of crappie fires people up and gets them out on the water. But, yeah, this spring has been tough. It's been tough for a lot of people, Angie. That's what we were talking about. And Michael Key. But, hey, I'm looking forward to it. Man, I'm looking forward to doing another show for you guys and sharing some information and thanking our sponsors. And, heck, I don't think I missed anything. I may have. But, look, guys, if y'all got events or pictures, I don't care if it's a brim, a kid with a brim, a bass, anything. So, crappie, y'all send it to me. I'll post it on here, and we'll share it on the show. And we'll start having some. I'm gonna try to get Travis Hudson on here when they really start biting. I mean, I don't think he's been much, so we really wouldn't have much to talk about. But as I get reports, we'll keep reporting them. And I'm gonna keep doing these shows, good Lord willing. We'll end this thing, man. I like to keep it about 20 minutes unless we have a guest on here. Thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I'm going to go hunt me some food. I'm getting kind of hungry. I've been home from the gym. So, But thank y'all. Thank you, sponsors. Harris Farms, Hunter's Run, and Rouse's Crawfish. I appreciate each and every one of those sponsors. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all making comments and listening and asking questions on Crappie Cast and the Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report. But we'll have Crappie Cast tomorrow night live, 7 o'clock. Y'all come join us there. And John will be sharing some information. Maybe I'll have a report from Scott Mitchell. Hopefully he got to go. I know he's got a few off days. And we'll see if we can get everybody fired up and give y'all some tips to go catch y'all some dinner where you can enjoy it with your family. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. We'll see you next Wednesday, 6 o'clock live. Thank y'all.